Hello everyone. Here I am going to read the next part of my novel. If you have not listened to the first part, that you can visit my channel or you can see the previous video. Here it goes like this. I felt sympathy for her after listening that she is going to be a housemaid as a teenager in her teenage age. She is also a teenager as I am. I started thinking like this in my mind. I am so fortunate enjoying school life with books and friends, but under the same creation of God, God have provided different fortune to us. This teenager girl in rags have to work in people's home for livelihood. Maybe she have been working in people's home since from her childhood. A live example of teenage plus teenage labor, I mean child labor in front of me. I must demolish at least this one teenage labor. I felt blessed about my life comparing with such situation of that misfortune teenager. Then again I asked her, "Are you working like this ever since from your childhood?" She replied, "No, this is first time." I felt a little relaxed that at least she may have enjoyed her childhood, unlike many poor children. Still somewhere deep inside me I was having a suspense about her appearance at a sudden. That too in a rainy day, without any bags and belongings. It seemed she had escaped from somewhere, maybe from juvenile jail. Actually, I was also a teenager at that time, so there were various suspenses created in my mind. Where is your home? And what about your parents? I asked her again. Now my inner self was very much eager to know all the details of her. She replied, "In real, I am homeless. Even after having a home and a house, and also even having my parent, my situation have forced me to roam like an orphan." I could easily catch the emotions in her tone, but my mind was confused again after her reply. What actually she mean? I was confused. What is the mystery behind her innocent face? By that time my mother came from kitchen and asked me about her. I told her everything about the girl. I was shocked that just after knowing about her intention only, my mother agreed to accept her as a housemaid. I thought to myself about my mother's behavior. Perhaps Allah have blessed my mother only and only with kindness and no suspense at all behind any poor person. Actually, from my very childhood, whenever I would come to home during my vacation, from my boarding school, surely every time I would found the different scenario, different housemates, different children in my mother's hostel. Sometimes I got irritated too, adjusting myself according to a new environment. Today also, that day also, I felt like a little bit awkward, witnessing the fact that so easily my mother gave shelter to a totally unknown girl without any identification and verification of the parent also. So as Ma was pointing the girl towards washroom, I whispered in my ma's ear, "Ma, if this girl come out to be a criminal, what will you do?" She replied in a low voice very simply, "That will be a great opportunity for your mother, dear child." I exclaimed, "Opportunity or trouble?" She turned her face on the other side after looking my deformed face and added, that is, my mother turned her face on the other side after looking my deformed face and added, "I will mold her into a human if she is a criminal." If she is a criminal, that is not her fault, my dear child. Maybe her situation have forced her to be so. If she is a fraud, then also her situation and environment is not responsible. Is responsible. If she is a fraud, then also her situation and her environment is responsible. But it is possible that we can change her into an educated with the greatest element, that is education and hope, with love and care. She is just a teenager. Just think. We shouldn't let her roam around. At least she is wishing to work. So no doubt she will be happy to read books too. No, my heart was crying inside that why my mother placed everyone inside her heart. I suppressed my anger to show my mother that I was carefully listening her advices. She goes on. মানুহে মানুহৰ বাবে যদিহে অকণো নাভাবে ভাবিব কোনেনো কোৱা. This is a lyric from Bhupenda's song which means if human doesn't think and care for human, then who will think and care for human? Then I felt sorry for my low thinking. I was staring constantly towards bathroom, thinking over again and again my mistake. Meanwhile, the girl opened the door and she appeared in a changed, glowing, happy face. She had already cleaned up herself. Now I could saw her face clearly. She was beautiful, tall, her hair were also smooth and silky. Now she was no more in rags. I asked her, "What is your name?" She replied, "Reena Khan." It is a beautiful name. After some time, my father arrived from market and was a bit discouraged that this time again Ma had given shelter to another unknown girl, as because many years ago, an unknown girl had badly cheated us. That girl, in the name of housemaid, had stolen away few cash. I moved to I moved myself to father's room to listen what he said to my mother.